Recall gold prices yesterday traded down all the way to 1850 before settling higher, closer to 1870. And that's really where we spent most of today's session prior to the FOMC announcement, hovering around that 870 line, dancing back and forth. Ultimately, seeing the FOMC announcement come in a little less hawkish, we saw gold prices moving higher as the dollar moved lower, treasury yields went lower, and gold exceeded all the way up as high as 1890. Ultimately, right now, kind of waiting for that aftermath trade that we'll see over the next coming days. Likewise, we have employment. So a couple of things on the calendar there to keep an eye on. But gold price is seeing a relief rally of sorts after the Fed announcement. We'll talk about that in a moment. Now, what does this all mean for volatility? Well, if you check out that CVOL index over at cmegroup.com, you'll notice that volatility saw a decline, as we saw across most asset classes after the Fed announcement. After the event passed, and we saw volatility moving lower as prices moved higher. Now, what did happen at today's FOMC meeting? Well, as expected, the Fed raised rates 50 basis points, the first time they've done that in a long time. Recall they raised 25 basis points back in March. They are also announced that they're going to be expecting to raise 50 basis points at the next several meetings. So that won't come as a surprise. But what they did say was that a 75 basis point hike was likely out of the question. At this point, that market took that as a less hawkish stance, given the fact that that had already been priced in. So we saw a relief rally in equities, we saw treasury sell-off, and yes, we saw gold prices moving higher, all after the Fed. Now, that was the knee-jerk reaction. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the days and weeks ahead as the market absorbs this information that we received today. So gold prices midweek hovering near unchanged ahead of the Fed meeting, but then seeing a nice relief rally all the way up to 1890 as the dollar declined, as the treasury yields declined. And don't forget, we have that non-farm payroll number coming on Friday.